And we are live. Just gonna, here we go. Just making sure. Okay. All right, we are live. We are live. I'm going to everybody. I'm just gonna make a notification that we're live real quick. All right. All right. Anke Ma'at, everyone. Anke Ma'at a bit. Give it a couple seconds. All right. Let's go ahead and get this Sunday started. We have St. Curtis here with us today. We're so honored to have him here and help out. If you all didn't know, St. Curtis is support also for the Sunday prayer meetings. We're definitely always looking for support. Some females would be nice as backups. So Dwa St. Curtis for being here and doing this for us today. And check. Can you all hear me okay?
I say yes.
Okay. All right. We are going to start with the opening of the way. St. Curtis and I will lead that if you all can stand. And let's go ahead and face north in the pose of adoration. Some of you face east. Some of us face north. We're going to put our left hand forward and our right hand slightly back, with our left foot forward and our right foot slightly back. Let your hands fold just to lightly bend. And then we're going to take our deep breath and chant Ankh. Netrak and Bedhet. Nuke and Bedhet.
Netrak Happy.
Netrak Happy.
Nuke Happy.
Nuke Happy. To Ahu enter. Turn to the right. Netrak Circuit.
The Netrak Circuit.
Nuke Circuit.
Nuke Circuit. The Netrak Gepsanoof.
Netrak Kepsanoof.
Nuke Gepsanoof.
Nuke Kepsanoof. To Ahu enter. To the right. Netrak Ost.
The Netrak Ost.
Nuke Ost.
Nuke Ost. The Netrak Omset.
Netrak Omset.
Nuke Omset.
Nuke Omset.
Twau and
To enter. Right. Netrak Neat.
And Netrak Neat.
Nuke Neat.
Nuke Neat. A Netrak Dromotef.
Netrak Dwamutef.
Nuke Dromotef.
Nuke Dwamutef.
Twau
To enter. Netrak Newt.
Netrak Newt.
Nuke Newt.
Nuke Newt. Netrak Geb.
Netrak Geb.
Nuke Geb.
Nuke Geb.
Dwa
Dwa enter. A netruck shoe. 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 Shoe.
Shoot.
Nuke shoe.
Shoot. The netruck tefnut. Tefnut.
Tefnut.
Tefnut.
Tefnut.
Tefnut.
Tefnut.
Tefnut. Nuke tefnut.
Nuke tefnut. Dwa enter. Netruck a woot. Into
The netruck paut interu.
nuke out into
Nuke paut interu.
netruck and boo
Interu. Nuke and boo interu.
into Dwa enter. Dwa winter.
Winter.
Dwa. All right. To that, we say Dwa Baba Heru Ankra Samad Se Pata Ma'at Heru, bearer of Ma'at, custodian of the Ankh. We continue the ritual which you have brought to us in honor of your legacy as we live it. Twawu, twawu, twawu. All right. Good morning, everyone. Nefer Baka. Hope you are all well. And that everyone is doing Nefer this morning. We do have a couple of things. I hope you all saw the post, and we will conduct our session as normal, and then later we'll get into some of that information that the post from this earlier this week. First of all, we want to say let's give our flowers. In this one, we're going to start out with giving Himnet or Waziri the flowers first. It's always, to me, most important that we give people their flowers while they are here and while we can. So we want to say tuawu to you, that we mur you. We also give flowers in honor to Sinette Terra, your wife, for allowing you the time and the space to share with us here on these Sundays. Even when you yourself are going through things, you make it a point to do your best to be here. So dua for doing that and for being so dedicated and showing us a commitment for us to be able to follow in those footsteps as well. Flowers to our ancestors, to all the Netaru, flowers to him Netter and Tepi, Dejed Ma'at Aten Ra, also and name Jabari, for bringing us all together in the Shrine of Ma'at and making us a part of the community that we are spreading our wings to reach as far as we can. Also, flowers to St. Curtis for giving his time and space this morning and being with us and coming in and assisting and showing up when necessary. That's what we do for each other in our shrine and in our community and in our families. It's not just on one facet. When one is down, another one's supposed to step up to be the strength. So dua for doing that. Really appreciate that. Really appreciate that. All right, so let's see here. We'll keep it moving and we're going to get this feather set so we can get into this reading this morning. All right, let's go ahead and get our 4 cleansing breaths so we can get our spirits, minds, and bodies clear for today's Seba'it reading. Let's take our first deep breath. And may that clear our minds. Let's take our second to clear the spirit. The third to make our hearts light. And the fourth to breathe in Ma'at and exhale if set. We awake to live in Ma'at. May all of our thoughts, words, and actions be aligned with Ma'at. All right. Today's reading. Himnetter, you said yes, you'd be able to do the reading?
Yes. Yes.
All right. So I will post that reading. Today we're coming out of the instructions of Ptah Hotep. It's the introduction, and we're starting on page 11. Actually, depending on how you have it, mine is page 24 electronically. If you have the hard copy, is it page number 11, Himnetter?
Yeah, page 11.
Okay.
Okay.
I will mute, and you can take it away.
We're starting with the instructions of Ptah Hotep. Is there anything where it may be said, see, this is new, it have been already of old time, which was before us. There is no remembrance of former things, neither shall there be any remembrance of things that are that are to come, where those that shall come after, with those in these days when all things and memories of the past are at length become not only subservient to you, but submerged by the matters and needs of the immediate present. Those paths of knowledge that lead into regions seemingly remote from such needs are somewhat discredited, and the aims of those that follow them, whether they lead or regarded out as quite out of touch with the real interests of life. Very greatly is this so with the archaeology and the study of ancient and various tongues and insertions into all old things on high and ever insistent questions. A public which has to hardly time to read more than its daily newspaper, and its weekly novel has denounced, almost dismissed them, which many other whole noble and wonderful things as unpractical. Whatever that vague and hollow word may mean, as of those matters which lie very far back, one concerning the lands of several thousand years ago. It is very generally held that they are the proper and peculiar province of specialists, dry as dust, and persons with an irreducible minimum of human nature. It is though it was thought that knowledge concerning them, not the blank ignorance regarding them, that almost everywhere obtains, is a thing of which to be rather ashamed, a detrimental possession, in a word, that the subject is not only unprofitable, a grave offense, but also uninteresting, and therefore contemptible. This is a true estimate of general opinion, although there are those who will, for their own sake, gainsay it. When therefore I state that one of the writings herein translated has an age of nearly 6,000 years, and that another is but 500 years younger, it is likely that many will find this sufficient reasons against perusal, deeming it impossible that such things can possess attraction for one not an enthusiastic and enthusiast for them. Yet so few are the voice course of a great span of years that those among them have having anything to tell us should be whom exceedingly, whereas for the most part they have cried in the wilderness of neglect hitherto, or falling on ears filled with clamor of more instant things. I could show if there were a fitting place that archaeology is not at all divorced from life, nor even devoid of emotion, as subtle and strange, as swift and moving as that experienced by those who love and follow art. She, archaeology, is for those who know her, full of such emotion, garbed in an imperishable glamour. She is raised far above the turmoil of the present on the wings of imagination. Her eyes are sombre with the memory of the wisdom driven from her scattered sanctuaries, and at her lips wonderful things strive for utterance. In her are gathered together the longings and the laughter, the fears and failures, the sins and splendors and achievements of innumerable generations of men. And by her we are shown all the elemental and terrible passions of the unchanging, of the unchanging soul of man, to which all cultures and philosophies are but garments to hide its nakedness. Say, and thus in her, as in art, some of us may realize ourselves. Withal, she is heavy-hearted, making continual lamentations for for glory that has withered, and old hope without fulfillment, and all her habitations are laid waste. As for the true lover of all old and forgotten things, it may just be said of him as of the post, necessiter non fit, for the dreams and the wonders are with him from the beginning and in early childhood, knowingly hardly the names of ancient people. He is conscious. He is conscious of and yearns instinctively toward an immense and ever receding past. Let me say Ashe. Dwa R Hrw.
Ashe, ashe, ashe. Now, this one says here of the things that are to come with those that shall come after. It's as if it's saying to me, and let me know if my interpreting it is wrong, is that it's stating that the old ways, the old things become distant memories and covered up and buried. Um, and the new immediate issues become more powerful over the old and ancient ways, such as our era of technology and social media now. We're so busy with the going ons of everything around us instead of what's going on within us. So it's like the old and ancient ways are being buried so deep that they're becoming so remote, but they totally lay within us. What do you two say?
Well, So if you go to page 13 and you look at imaginations, her eyes are somber with the memory of the wisdom driven from her scattered sanctuary, and at her lips wonderful things strive for utterance. In her are gathered together the longing and the laughter of the fears and failures, the sins and splendors and achievements of innumerable generations of men, and by her we are shown all the elemental and terrible passions of the unchanging soul of man, to which all cultures and philosophies are but garments to hide its nakedness. And thus in her, as in art, some of us may realize over so. Withal, she is heavy hearted, making continual lamentations for fulfillment, and all her habitations are laid waste. As for the true lover of all and forgotten things, it may justly be said of him, as of the poet, Nasita non fit, for the dream and the wonder are with him from the beginning, and in the early childhood, knowing as yet hardly. The names of ancient people is conscious of, and years of instinctively towards an immediate and ever receding past, with the one as with the other. The unaccountable passion is so knitted into his soul that it will never, among a thousand distractions and adverse influences, entirely forsake him, nor can such an one by willing cause it to come or to depart. He will live much in imagination, therein treading fair places now blown in blown sand, building new temples whose stones hardly remain one upon the other. Consecrate to gods dead as their multitudes of worshippers, holding converse with the sages who with all their law could not escape the could not escape the pageants. A man strange rites, a witness to vast tragedy. He also has admittance to the magical kingdom, to which is added the freedom of the city of remembrance.
Hmm. This just sounds to me also like a one who's on a journey but feels the past within him pulling. It's almost like the ancestors calling, no matter what he does in life, no matter what he sets out to be. The truth about himself is always calling, even if he tries to avoid it. Because her memory, her whispers, I mean, and it's almost like us today. We're doing what we can to try to rekindle a past that we really have never experienced, never lived in. We have our altars. We're doing things symbolic to what we assume was done by our ancient ancestors. And, thousands of years from now, what we do now will be symbolic. Future generations may do symbolic things in reverence to what we're doing now. So no matter what you do, your true self will always call you. You can keep running, you can keep trying to be. It's always going to call you, even throughout your imagination and all your effort. What's true within yourself will continue to call you. And only some hear its call. Others hear its call and just don't answer. can call them soul seekers, self seekers, different terminology, but people that hear the call when it's too loud to unanswer. What do you think, Sin Curtis?
Well, I have a similar take. I believe my interpretation was that it was saying to me, this, it's inherent within us, and as time progresses and many different distractions from the modern societies and their ways and cultural changes, but it can't drown out the inherent knowledge that is calling us, that is kind of like calling us from within. And it makes me think about the uh, our African spiritual principles of our ancestors, and they're within us, they're in our DNA. And in spite of all of the distractions that this modern society throws at us, whether it's addictions, TV, media, sex, there's something inside of us that expresses itself that lets us know that, hey, either this isn't right, or that is wrong, or that is calling us to Ma'at in some way or another, if we're not so overwhelmed by these things. So yeah, that's kind of like what I'm getting from this, that it's within me, and if I can listen to it and tune out the distractions and cultivate the practices of our ancestors, I can amplify that, I can hear that, and it can guide me so I can be in this world but not be of it. I can live the way our ancestors intended us, but in harmony, or in ma'at, in balance with our sacred and divine energies within as well as without. So that's always calling. And I think about how this modern society, think about all the changes from agricultural to the industrial revolution, this technological revolution, the creation of the telephone, the TV, all of these devices divide to keep the attention span from looking inside, from listening inside. But many of us will say, I know I felt like Amun Ra had been calling me my entire life. I had been hearing it and just didn't know, like, who is it? So that's what I was getting from the reading, that there's been a call in spite of all the noise, white noise, in spite of all the white noise, there's been a call I've been hearing my entire life.
I don't think a lot of us may have, because I know that I sure have, since I was a very little kid, and I don't, I never, knew what to call it either. But it's always been something that no matter what I did, even as I was growing up, that everything would, no matter what it was, something still saying, that's not it yet. You're going to find out. I'm calling you. When are you? It's almost like a knock. When are you going to answer? I'm calling you. I'm calling you, and almost as with all of the transitions of time that we've even experienced, from no cell phones to cell phones to text messages, the call came through on every plane of those eras. Whether it was in the music in the 80s, it still called me too, just like I'm sure it does many of us. Whatever, it's within. It's not something you can really, but you have to hear it. You have to feel it. You have to.
And for us that are here in the group, I see it's just us, but
Oh no, we're live. So
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
live. This is yeah.
Okay, okay. But you know,
Everybody's watching.
if anybody, Earth, Wind, and Fire, and I would hear lyrics to this day. You know, that's the way of the world.
Absolutely.
You know, child is
Hmm.
born with a heart of gold. Ways of the world make his heart so cold.
Hmm.
And the reading today is saying, hey, listen to the voice inside. It'll bring you back. It'll guide you, you know. Um,
And be quiet long enough to hear it. You know what I mean? Just you can be in a crowded with a lot going on. Can you quiet yourself down so that you can hear it? You know.
so that was kind of like my take, some of what I was getting from the reading.
All right, Hymnetter.
I like what St. Curtis had to say.
Wonderful, wonderful. Yeah, I think that we all have to listen and heed the call. Everyone, all of us, just listen to yourselves. You know who you are. And I love what you said, that be in this world, not of the world. And I know that that's a saying that goes way back, but
Mm-hmm.
look how, regardless of how far it goes back, it is so pertinent because that's it's always been that. The world has always been ever changing, you know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
As far as being understanding and submitting to the fact that we talk about 5,000 years ago, and younger years be 500. So
Mhm.
it's something to understand.
But it also amazes me that even as we discuss this, what you just said, Hymnetter, we're talking about, it's always calling us. You got to listen to, go within. This was also thought 5,000 years ago. He just said that. So we're talking about us three here talking, and those who are listening to us right now, talking about going within. But 5,000 years ago, that was known as well.
Yeah.
So,
And I think there's something else that's something was just brought to my attention, really, with a disagreement with a brother from the Kemetic culture. But we have to start from somewhere when it comes to throwing off the. We were all immersed or indoctrinated without resistance into a European culture with ideology and worldview designed to destroy us. So we all have to start somewhere to throw off that noise. And it starts with information first. But the information resonates because our ancestors are within. When I hear some truth, that I'm like, I never heard that before, but why is it resonating? I believe that vibration, that resonation, like when you hit the bell, we're talking about frequency, vibration. In my mind, that's the ancestors within applauding,
mhm,
saying, hey,
you got it. You got it. That's what I meant, you know.
we're not learning, we're raw remembering, but they left the knowledge within.
Mhm.
So when we start getting right knowledge and we hear it, and it starts resonating. That's the first step. But then we have to implement it and change the way we're living.
Mhm.
And when we start incorporating our rituals, our altar work, our libations, our prayer, our meditations, our shadow work, when we start incorporating these things, I believe this is where we begin to raise the consciousness, raise the vibration,
That's right.
raise the frequency, and begin to see our true selves, know our truth, because that's on our one of our temple walls, right? Know
Mhm.
thyself.
Myself.
we were not taught the truth about who we are. So this information starts the process, but the implementation, the integration leads to the change in our daily walk.
That's
It
right.
allows us to start reflecting who we really are as we interact with the world and people in it. And so whether it's changing our dress, hairstyle, I don't care, your ornaments, and when certain people see this, some they're disoriented because you don't fit the stereotypes and the
Mhm.
archetypes that this culture has perpetuated. Whether whether you're bougie educated, whether you're hood straight up, whether you're whatever, oh, you don't fit that. We don't know how to take you. Actually,
Mhm.
they're more fearful.
That's
Some,
right. That's right.
you know.
That's right.
So I think this saying is when we listen and we tune in and we start hearing the call coming from within, and we tune out the white noise, but we start to change what we eat,
Mhm.
rising with the sun and sleep when and solstices and equinox celebrations and rituals and the things we do to tune us in to the sacred and divine, seen and unseen energies, we begin to change. But we have to start from information first. How else can we
That's right.
start? And
That's
and,
right.
and
'Cause where
to
are you
some,
going from there?
yeah,
You know
yeah,
that there's a pool, but you don't know where to go. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And what we're doing here, that frequency now, we have to do these things in a practical manner, a tangible manner. And guess what? We have internet. Yes, it can be a distraction. Look what else it can be. Raising the frequency like we're doing right now.
yeah. And I
You know
think
what I
for
mean?
yes, and for some of us that are a little further along on this path of change and awakening, have to have tolerance, compassion, and empathy for those that aren't there yet.
That's right. Because it's not all knowing.
Right, right.
It's all living. It's all experiencing.
Yep, we have to
You know
meet
what I
others.
mean?
Yeah, we have to meet others where they're at. We
That's
can't
right.
say I've been doing this for 30 years and I expect you to be there in 1 year. We got to meet people where they're at as they're just now starting to wake up. They haven't changed the diet yet. They haven't incorporated altar work and libation yet. But we got to meet them where they're at. They're just getting the
That's right.
information.
Agreed 100%. Agreed 100%. Sin Curtis. That
Yeah.
is
So we stop attacking each other because you're not as far along as this, that, or the other. You
and it's still you're still those are still attached to the ego, still being led by the ego. And it's not to say the ego isn't a necessary use at some point, but for the ego to lead you and you not be able to master all of your aspects, and you know that that is the leading cause of your being, then you're
Mhm.
still not, we're nobody's all there.
Right,
But until you can be able to acknowledge those portions, you know what I mean, then we have to be very, very conduct other folks as you would be conducted, treat people like you'd be treated. But not just that, like you said, when you meet them where they are, nobody knows everything.
thank you. Yep.
That person that just woke up might have woke up to something that you've never heard of. That one thing out of all those many books and scholarships and information that you believe to have, it could be that
Yeah.
one piece that you don't. So I think that we're all, that's how we join hands, and it's not a race. It's not a race to who gets there first.
Right.
The goal is to get there. So
Yeah.
do off of that, St. Curtis. Um, Before we move on to the next portion, which is going to be our prayer portion, Himnetta, do you have anything to add to that?
No, not at this time, but I'm excited. I'm excited about the prayer.
All right. Well, as you all know, and today it's not going to be anything I wrote. We didn't get many requests, but I did get a call this week. And in case you all had not seen the post, our hymnetter here, Waziri, uh, did spend a few days in the hospital and had to have a stent put in.
Ooh.
So, for one moment, I would like all of you watching right now, before we even say a prayer, is I want you to give him adoration. And together, let's all, on three, we're going to give him myrrh and say the word myrrh. One, two, and three. Myrrh. Hymn Netter, we come with you together now as we do every week. We just want to ask that the Nettaru keep you and protect you. May Imhotep bring all the medicine men's hands around you so that you are safe, that you are healed, and that you have no pain and no suffering, and that you get through what you're going through with care and love. You know, you have our support. You know, I know you have a strong woman behind you that supports you, but you need to take care of yourself too. You know, while you're taking care of others, you need to make sure you're taking care of yourself. And know that we love you, we mur you, and we wish you nothing but Ankh Ujasaneb. So you want to tell us a little bit about what's going on?
Well, well, they put a stent in me, and beside the stent they put a digital recorder by my heart. So because I have high blood pressure, that this way the recorder can monitor my heart and they can send the information back to my doctor. So that's what I'm going through now. That that
Dwa
that was
for
my,
sharing.
that was my first surgery. So
Oh,
I've been to the hospital before, but never for a surgery and put it under the anesthesia. That was a challenge for me.
Dua for sharing that. You know, I always mention certain things that come up every week when we talk, and I won't keep you all long, but I never believe in coincidence. I think that everything happens for divine time, divine order, and what we are raising. And I got chills again, so I know that it's happening. Everything that we do here is in my eye. There's no coincidence that we have St. Curtis here, who is one of the charged leads of our health and wellness committee. There's no coincidence that we have St. Curtis here, who's also an avid leader of the support group. And what I want to say, you know, many of you also know that my husband was in the hospital for similar situation for a couple of weeks ago. I do want to say, and this isn't just to our Black men, but all of us, you know, we're knowing better. It's time to do better. Now we're researching. This is everything we talk about. May our thoughts, may our words, may our deeds and actions be aligned with my eye. Just as much as we're diving into our legacy and the tradition, it's also my article to start diving into some remedies for us. Now we got groups here for our sessions here for prayer. We have sessions for Sebayit. It's time to start getting some health discussion sessions together. Things like, you know, discussing diabetes and hypertension in Black men and Black women over 50, under 50, whatever it is. Come together. We have to be our own advocates. We have to be the biggest advocates for ourselves, not just the people, men and women with initials behind their names that aren't necessarily African or African American, even that have credentials to write us. And I'm not denating. Please don't take this as me discrediting any of the physicians out there either. White, Black, whatever your race may be. But the bottom line is, why would you expect someone to care for you more than you do for yourself? So we have to find a way to get that knowledge. Utilize those ones with the credentials when you go to your appointment to get information about yourself. When you're getting your blood tests, get that information to keep record of yourself and do your own research. Just like we research the Kemetic traditions, the Sebaid, the ancient readings, you need to research yourself. Research your medical history to find out how you can restore Ma'at within yourself. Everything's not just health foods and become of, herbs. It might be more complicated. It may be less complicated, but you have to be the biggest advocate, just like I do. We all do. Can't have one part of our totalness be in Ma'at and the other parts be out of balance or an ifset. So it's time that we start. We're having too many of our, not just our members here in the shrine, but in our families, friends we know, within ourselves. I'm not the healthiest either. We got to do better. We got to do better. And we have to be the strength that does it for ourselves. We're talking about going within. That's a part of it as well. How can you know yourself, but you don't know your ailments or not willing to do anything about them? And I digress like that. But I think it's in divine order that you're here, St. Curtis, for all of what we're doing. We needed your help and you're here for it, but also it poses a deeper conversation,
Yeah, and if I can build on that briefly, I could tell you that we the three members of the Health and Wellness Committee, we have a synergy that we're developing and providing so far. The support group, the health tip of the week, the recipe. We're really just getting warmed up. So I would just ask the members of our shrine, just be patient, and we are looking to be more responsive, to the needs of the members of the shrine. My vision or my understanding of the concept of health is that, like you mentioned, it's more than just the physical piece. It's more than just the spiritual piece. There's an emotional component. There is a mental component. There is even a social component, when we think of the word health. So as we continue to build with our synergy as committee members, please, anyone reach out to me if you have any ideas or any suggestions or any needs that you feel aren't being met. I'm all ears and looking to take that information and then develop some more activities and or services that can help, meet those needs holistically in these all 5 areas: mental, emotional, spiritual, physical, and social. I'm going to tell you, our social health is very, very important, because some of the people that are in our lives and that we get exposed to, whether it's through work, even recreation, depending on their beliefs, what they're talking about, or the energy that they bring, and who knows what's attached to them, can really be detrimental to our health, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. So social health is just as important as the other 4 areas as well. So thank you for expanding that discussion. And yeah, we should and will create a format for having that discussion about our emotional and mental and physical health.
All right. Do it. As far as announcements go, we had one solo return that I could find this week, and that was one of our 4 members, Be Wisdom Ma'at. So if you are out there, her birthday is tomorrow, in fact, or it's either the 2nd or the 3rd. Forgive me if I'm mistaken, but I know it's the 2nd or the 3rd. If you are out there, happy solo return. We murray you. Hey, it's show day, girl. All right. Also, as far as Baba Heru's celebration, again, it's still the definitive dates of December 6th and 7th. It will be in New York, but we are still, the time and the place is still undetermined. And I know that they are getting that information together. We'll have that out as soon as they do. But it is definitely going to be on the 6th and the 7th, the 2 day event in December. Okay. All right. So, last but not least, if you guys have anything else to add, we will balance our scales. I got the scales. Symbolic, of course. As y'all know, I'm going to show you my little dirty feather. I still have it in my little heart that I found off of a, I don't know, charm bracelet, whatever it was I found. But I guess uh, based off of the topic today, we could say balance. I know we repeat these principles, but each week they bring different light. And what do you guys think? Balance. How about balance this week?
Balance.
Balance. I mean, I think we talked about propriety last week, so I would say balance would be fitting, discussing what we were talking about today. And let's reflect for a moment on balance. Balance as a whole, in our physical, and our mental, and our spiritual, and our social, as he mentioned. Think about the past week and, where we may have felt out of balance. I felt out of balance all week. My mom's birthday was yesterday, and it's still kind of strange. And wherever we felt the balance was off, wherever we felt, I won't even call it ifset because it's not ifset, it's just an imbalance. We can surroge that. Next week, this week, starting tomorrow, how can we change where we felt off balance? How can we level the scales and make our hearts light again and no weight on us? Just think about that. And we all leave here with our lighter heart. And I think that'll be the reflection. It's not advice, it's just reflect on it. You know. And with that, I say dua, 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 and tuau and ter for another week, another session. And Netta, you want to close us out?
Let's realize that today is a new month, and so we're supposed to be having our shrine meeting on the second on Tuesday.
That's right. Thank you for that reminder. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We are supposed to, in case you guys didn't know, I do remember in Tepe saying that it would be Tuesday versus Monday. And I think Hemnetter, we had said that no matter what, we would get on and make sure to be available to host if anything occurs. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Okay, so we'll confirm and we will put a link in the private group for Tuesday's meeting, and the meeting will be at 6:30.
6:30.
Is that Tuesday the 4th?
Yes.
Oh, that's right. You know that's election day.
Oh,
the
that's
4th,
election
yes.
day.
hmm
Okay.
But I think elections stop at 6. It's from 8 to 6.
But it usually goes to 9 o'clock in New York City. So we look at. So we might have to move it to the 14th. So we'll see. Okay.
All right. Well, let's you and I touch base tomorrow then, since it's Monday, to see what we're gonna do, so we can at least put a post out.
All
But I
right.
know that it's election day, so it might be a
Yeah. Because we gotta get rid of this administration that we got.
yeah, yes. All right. Well, we will keep you guys posted as far as the meeting. It's going to take place, but it may not be this Tuesday due to the election day. I hope that you are all going to get out there and make this change happen. Outside of that, we will update everybody as far as that goes, and we'll probably shoot for next week, which will be the 14th, right?
That would be good.
Okay. Okay.
All right.
All right. Well, Shimon Ma'at, everyone. Again, St. Curtis, dua for everything and all of your words of wisdom. We appreciate that.
Oh,
All right.